Happy holidays everyone! In today's video I'm going to share a recipe for a non-alcoholic and an eggless fruitcake. I know what you're thinking, but there are some people who requested this and some of them can't have alcohol or eggs, so I wanted to share a recipe that they can try out and they shouldn't be left out of Christmas. What's Christmas without fruitcake or black cake? So today I'm going to share the recipe for this lovely beauty. It's really nice and moist. I did this recipe for my father-in-law. He is vegetarian and he also doesn't consume alcohol, so he already dug into the cake. He really likes it, so I know y'all are gonna love the recipe. Keep watching to see how I do it. So for the cake base you'll need butter. If you want, you can use some vegan butter to make this recipe entirely vegan friendly, sugar, flour, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, nutmeg, unsweetened applesauce because I'm making it eggless, so I'm using the applesauce as an egg replacer. Angostura aromatic bitters, browning, you can use homemade or store-bought, some mixed essence, or you can use a combo of lemon, vanilla and almond, and some lemon and orange zest. Now for the most important part of this cake, the fruit base. So I'm using some pitted prunes, raisins, mixed peel and fruits, and some cherries. You can use glazed or maraschino cherries. I'm using some glazed today. You can also use nuts or any other fruits that you'd like to use. You can also add some currants in there. And to soak it, you'll need some malta and some grape juice. And here are some other great options. I've personally tried pear drax, apple cider and cranberry juice, and they all turned out great. So there are so many different options that you can use. And as always, I'll have the exact list of ingredients with correct measurements listed for you in the description box below. So let's start by preparing our fruit base. To a pot, add all the fruits along with the malta and the grape juice and let it simmer on low heat for about an hour. After an hour, let your fruits cool down a bit and then pulse it or blend it depending on how smooth or how chunky you like it. If you like really big bites of fruits in there, you can leave them as they are. Now let's start working on the cake batter. Cream the butter and the sugar until it's light and fluffy. Make sure the butter is softened at room temperature just so that it's a little bit easier to work with. Now add the applesauce or the eggs if you're using, add them one at a time. Then add your mixed essence, Angostura bitters, and keep in mind that Angostura bitters has a little bit of alcohol in it, so if you want to omit it, that's fine. And you also want to add your orange and your lemon zest. And just mix that thoroughly. Now we're going to mix all our dry ingredients before adding it to the wet. Now you want to add it to your wet mixture, half at a time, and just make sure that's mixed completely. Now add your fruit mixture and let that mix. Just remember, the more fruits you add to your cake is the more moist it's going to be. The less fruits you add is the more floury and cakey it's going to be. So it depends on how you like your fruit cake. Now you want to add your browning, depending on how dark you want it. I find that this specific brand is very dark. You can also use homemade browning, which is just a combination of caramelized brown sugar and hot water. But you don't really want to risk getting burned or anything. After all, it is Christmas, right? You want to enjoy your Christmas. So it's safer if you buy it, especially if you're not accustomed to making browning. So once that cake batter is ready, pour it into some oiled or floured cake pans, or you can even line it with wax paper. I find the wax paper helps you to take it out when it's finished soaking, because sometimes when you soak the cake while it's in the pan, it tends to stick to it, so the wax paper helps it to slide out easily. The cake is going to bake at 250 degrees Fahrenheit or 120 degrees Celsius for about 2 hours. This will make 2 small cakes, but I'm doing 1 big cake, so it's probably going to take more time. If you're making smaller cakes, it's probably going to take less than 2 hours, so you just have to keep your eye on it. To know when it's ready, just stick a toothpick in the center of the cake. If it comes out clean, then it's ready. My cake took all of 3 hours to bake because it's a very thick cake. So yours might take 2 hours if you're doing 2. Let the cake cool until it's warm but not steaming hot, and then pour a combination of malta and grape juice over the cake. I like to leave it in the pan while I do this so I can cover it and put it in the fridge while it soaks. And a little tip for you is, if you remove the cake from the pan, instead of pouring the liquid over it, you'd want to brush the liquid on. And you can soak this cake as much as you'd like. It's like a sponge, it's just going to soak up everything. And the more you soak it is the more moist it's going to be. I soaked this cake 3 times, so as you can see, it's very, very nice and moist. Just remember to store it in the fridge because there's no alcohol, so it might go bad on you pretty quickly if you leave it outside. Thank you so much for watching this non-alcoholic and eggless fruitcake recipe video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful for you, and I hope that it turns out amazing. I am gonna break into it and show you what it looks like. It is very moist and nice. This cake is really so moist. If you watch it from far, it kind of looks like a brownie or like chocolate cake. So I hope you enjoyed the video and that it was helpful to you. Make sure you leave me all your comments below if you try it out. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you click that little bell next to the subscribe button just so that you'll be notified of every single video I post. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to take the time to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2019. Thank you so much for your support this year. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you all in 2019. Thank you so much again. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.